सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यै सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारं नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारं नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापय कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रम् स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारम् नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिम् प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठे शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रम् सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रम् स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारम् नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रम् स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रम् सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनामरिष्टं गुरूणाङ्गरिष्टं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सदा मानितारं नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Chaitanyam Sarvagam Sarvam Sarvabhutaguhashayam Yat Sarva Vishayatitam Tasmai Sarvavide Namaha. There was a discussion here whether a vakya or a statement gives rise to paroksha jnanam or aparoksha jnanam. So the Vedantin says, yes, you are right. Utsargataha, as a general rule, that the any word only creates the paroksha jnanam, indirect knowledge. It is the relevant pramanam or organ of perception that will create the immediate knowledge. Except that in his case, Shabda itself is pramanam. So it is pramanam or valid means of knowledge that alone can give you the aparoksha jnanam, immediate knowledge. So therefore, whatever knowledge is given by pramanam is called aparoksha jnanam by the Niyayikas. So for them, all these perceptual knowledge is called aparoksha jnanam. And Shabda gives paroksha jnanam in our day-to-day vyavahara, except in this case. In case of self, Shabda can create in case of what is already existing but not recognized. So Shabda can create the recognition of what is there or what is experienced and not recognized. And Atma falls in that category that it is experienced because it is self-effulgent, it is stated, but not recognized or recognized wrongly. Therefore, here, Shabda helps us recognizing and knowing Atma rightly. It's not an unknown Atma is known, is made known by Vedanta, but a wrongly known Atma is made rightly known by Vedanta. In our life, the problem is not knowing the Atma wrongly. Having Brahma or notions or misconceptions or misapprehension about the self. Therefore, what is necessary is to create the right knowledge, right apprehension. That Shabda can very well do in case of the self. Prakrute tasya apvatakam aha siddhanti. In case of the self, this rule has an exception. Satyam evam anatmartha vakyat paroksha bodhanam. Verse 202. that it is true that anatmartha bodhanat, when the object of knowledge is anatma, then Pashabda gives rise to Paroksha Jnanam is true. That is Utsarga, that's the general rule. Pratyagatmanatvevam. But in case of Pratyagatma, it is not so. Sankhya praptivat adhruvam. Sankhya praptivat. Example is the 10th man. How recognizing the 10th man creates immediate knowledge. Tvam dashamosi. That enables him to see that I am Dashamaha. Adhruvam jnanam. A knowledge which is devoid of any doubts or any errors, that knowledge, that nischitam jnanam takes place. Nayava adhruvam. Anischitam jnanam, paroksha jnana is also anischitam jnanam. You can never be sure. It's what you heard, but you cannot be sure. So, Shabda gives you, but that's not creating you, that conviction that I know it as it is. And that is why everywhere communication, human communication takes place through words only. And therefore there are very often the conclusions on the part of the listeners which may be quite different from or somewhat different from what the speaker intended them to be. Kutaha iti apekshayam swatah aparoksha pratyagatmanah swayam vedyatva paryayah swapramanakaisyatam. Atma is swam vedya, one entity that is different from, so Atma is of a class different from Anatma. It's not just one of the things. Atma is so Swayam Vedya. So for knowing everything other than Atma, you need Pramanam. Because everything needs to be illumined by consciousness. Then only it can be known. Atma does not need to be illumined because it is consciousness. You do not need to illumine the Atma. You do not need Pramanam to illumine the object. In this case. So Swam Vedyatu Paryaya Swapramanaka. You call it Swam Vedya, Swaprakasha, Swam Jyoti, Swam Vedya or Swapramanaka. There is nothing else that can reveal Atma, and Atma does not need to be revealed in that sense. It's self-revealing. If it is self-revealing, then what prevents you from knowing it? Nivrittau aham siddha. So Atma is revealing itself, but Anatma also reveals, but not itself, but Anatma also is revealed. So Ahankara, which is illumined by the Atma, also gets revealed. So Atma also is known, and Ahankara also is known, and not being able to distinguish between them, we lump them together. Nivrittau ahama-siddha svatmano anubhavaschana. As far as we are concerned, the Vedanta is for that. All that is necessary is ahamaha nivritti. So now also I know myself, but along with Ahankara, and thinking that is Atma also. So Ahankara is recognized Ahankara, nivritti. You give up the identification with Upadi which brings about Ahankara. Atra dukkha anuva virodha shanka na karya. Dukkha anuva, then you anubhav dukkha also. Is that also the nature of Atma? Atma is Swayam Vedya, self-revealing. So today you know Atma is Dukkhi Atma. That is how Atma seems to reveal itself. Then how do you explain that? Dukkha anubhav. So anuva virodha shanka na karya. Dukkhasya vyavicharitvena. Because dukkha is not always experienced. Atma is always experienced, but when you experience sukha, the experience dukkha is not this vyavicharitvat. Or by dukkha we mean a sense of limitation. Let us say, Even that also is not always experienced, because when you are sleeping, so in deep sleep you become free from sense of ahankara or sense of limitedness also. Therefore, it is not dharma. Dukkhitvam or limitedness is not dharma of atma, it is dharma of ahankara. Sarvadharmaitaschet pratyegatma katham tasya. So this applies to every dharma that you experience about atma, that they are all vyabhichari, therefore they are not dharma of atma, they are what is thought to be dharma of atma. Sarvadharmaitaschet atma katham tasya anubhavah. You can always experience something which possesses some attribute, some dharma, some quality, something that distinguishes it from others. Then only you know this is Devadatta, because it possesses Devadattattvam, Ghatatvam, Ghata. So when something does not possess any distinguishing attribute at all, because our sense organs and the mind are trained and designed to determine the distinction of one from the other. That's how Vyavahara is. Sense organs enable us to know a part as distinct from the cloth. And mind goes along with that. So this is what our experience is. If Atma is devoid of all the distinctions, then how do you know? Drishyeva anubhuyeta sveneva anubhavatmana tada vasataya janma dhyasya anubhav smutah. Drishyeva anubhuyeta sveneva anubhavatmana. Call it anubhava, call it consciousness, that's the nature of the self. Call it drushi, drashta, witness. Svenaiva anubhuyeta. Anubhava swarupa, therefore it is experienced by itself. So you can say that Atma is always known or Atma is always experienced, because so anubhava means so consciousness really. So you experience something when it is limited by consciousness, and what talk of consciousness which self will limit. If that is so, then how do you still say that I don't know? Because that knowledge has to have that buddhi vritti. Tadabhasataya janma dhiyah asya anubhava smrutah. So when I recognize myself as anubhavas atma, as consciousness, so that is a vritti that takes place, and this is called the self-knowledge. That jnana vritti is called self-knowledge. Of course, when vritti takes place, the chidabhasa takes place, but main thing is chidabhasa by default it is there. Important is the vritti. So all of this is being said in response to the Purvapakshi, who says that you need the prasankhyanam, or after the knowledge also you must repeat aham brahmasmi. It becomes nischitam jnanam, not otherwise. That is anischitam, adhruvam, it is said. The vakya cannot create nischitam jnanam, you must do prasankhyanam, repetition, to make it nischitam. Ashanayadi nirmuktah siddho mokshastvameva saha shutavyadi tavityetata viruddham katham uchyate. Ashanayadi nirmuktah. Self is devoid of all samsara dharmas such as ashanaya, pipasya. Siddha, self-existing, always existing, self-existing. Svata siddha. Moksha, ever free, ever liberated. Tvameva sa, and that is who you are. So the self that is ashanayadi nirmukta, that is svata siddha, and that is ever free, that's who you are. Having known that I am already mukta or liberated, then Shrotavyadi Tavaiti. Then if someone says, hey, you must now listen to Atma, it is ridiculous because I already know Atma as a result of Shravanam. Shrotavyadi etad viruddham katham uchyate. Then when you have known the Atma, known yourself without any doubt, then how do you say that you still require to do something? You still must do something. Now, Shravanam is one of the things. So how do you say you still need to do something to know when you already know? So now going to verse 207. अथ तत्त्वं सेत्स्यति इति विपरिणाम उपदेशवाक्यस्य अभिपेयते इति. So Purupakshi says that Sattvamasi, Tvam Asi, Tattvamasi, Tattvam Setsyati. We said all the time saying Asi is a verb of being. Says no, it should change into Siddha. Means to become. Tattvam Setsyati. You will attain this, achieve this. So Asi should be changed to Setsyati. Iti vipariname upadeshavakyasya abhipayate iti. So that Purupakshi says that we interpret the statement Tattvamasi as Tattvam Setsyati. You will achieve that, you will accomplish that. You will become that, you can say. Iti viparinama upadeshavakyasya abhipayate is for their own, they just change this vakya. For whatever reason. Because they insist that karma, without karma, thing can't be accomplished. Everywhere karma must be involved. Just by knowing a siddha vastu, nothing happens in our life. This is a part, table, your lungs, your heart. You are a human being, they are all siddha vastu. So what do you get by knowing what is siddha vastu? You change something, transform something, then only there is an outcome, there is a result. So that you are Sat, you will become something, you will become Sat, or then that is an accomplishment. Otherwise there is no accomplishment. Knowing what is not an accomplishment in life. Shinkam anudya eka sanditsatah aparam pratyavate iti. You are trying to stitch one thing and then the other thing falls apart, In Gujarat, ek santata, tran santata, ter tute. Ek santata ho jaye. Ek santata, ter tute. Similarly here, ekam sanditsa, ekacche. Ekam sanditsa, aparam pratyavate. You try to stitch this and something else. So, for stitching you pull and stitch, then the other thing falls apart. So you pull that, and thus this is. So you are trying to justify your view that you must accomplish something, but in that you do not realize what damage you are creating to your own self and the whole process. Moksha anityatva prasangadoshamaha. Understand that moksha will become anitya. In that case, Setsyati, you will attain moksha. So what is attained is always impermanent. So, thus for somehow justifying some action, you distort this whole vakya from Tattvamasi to Tattvam Setsyati. In that case, you do not know that you accomplish one thing, that you accomplish in a Setsyati, and let's say vidhi or an injunction to perform an action, but you are damaging the very nature of moksha. So next verse says, Sesyati tyeva chet tatsyat Shravanadi tada bhavet. Mokshasya nityataivam syad. Virodhe nanyatha vachah. Setsati iti eva chet. If this is what the viparinama, you change this vakya from tattvamasi to tattvam setsati. Setsyasi, whatever. Iti eva chet, that is what it is. Sarvanadi tada bhavet. That means that even after knowing also some action is required. You know na Atma is incomplete. You must do something in order to make it complete. You not accomplish it quite, you must do something to accomplish it. So by Vakya you know, but the accomplishment still remains. By Vakya you know that that is Kashmir. But still you need to do something to go there. Vakya you know that this is Swarga, but you need to perform ritual to accomplish that. So also you need to do something here to accomplish moksha. Mokshasya anityata evam syat. If moksha becomes an accomplished entity, it also becomes impermanent. Yat kritakam tad anityam. So whatever is accomplished by karma is anityam. Virodena anyatha vachah. Therefore, ubhayatha virodesati vacha vakyam na anyatha. And that this virodha is there, that you sacrificing the nityatvam of the moksha by introducing some process of becoming liberated. That moksha has to be something that is attained. By doing that, you are making moksha incomplete. So you corrected that setsati. You made moksha incomplete. So you try to stitch that, and you have broken or torn apart this thing. Nanyatha na viparinamavat yuktam ityartha. Therefore, his vakya should not be changed like this to setsati. Itasya prasankhyanavada anupanna iti. Prasankhyanavada means any action, not only just repeating, but any action after the knowledge. Anupanna is untenable, not logical. Ityata shrotu. Shrotra shrotravyayor bhedaha. Yadishta syad bhavedidam. Ishtarthakopa evam syad. Na yuktam sarvatha vachah. Shrotru shrotravyayoho bhedaha yadishta syat. Bhavedidam. This action can be possible if there is a karta, basically. Karma of any kind can be performed. Even prasankhyanam, repeating aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. There must be an entity that repeats that. So that karma requires karta or kartritvam. So, for you to perform even an action of prasankhyanam, you must be a karta. Just as while listening to the vakya, mahavakya, you are a shrota. And so what you are listening to is different from you, shrotavya, or Brahma or moksha is different. So that is the difference you think right now. The purpose of listening to mahavakya is to eliminate that duality. But in order for you to perform karma even after knowing, that means that the duality of the doer and kartru karma remains. Then only you can perform the karma. That means that while listening to this Vakya, you are a Shrota and Shrotavya Brahma, that difference remains. So it is right now Shrotavya, and then it is has to be said something that is to be accomplished. So Sadhyam. If that is all right for you, that you are different and Brahma is different, Bhavedidam, then what you say is all right, that you will accomplish moksha, or you know, Ishtartha kopevam syat. But then, what Ishta, it is desirable you also that you are Brahma ultimately. And so if Brahma becomes Shrotavya, Brahma becomes Sadhya, in that case you are accomplishing a duality, and that you accept, then it means that you are a Jivatma, you will remain Jivatma. Na yuktam sarvatha vachaha. Therefore, this prasankhyanam business is not proper. So next one says here, Shrotradi veda ishta syat. If you are a Shrota, Brahmani Shrotavyam, tada evam prasankhyanam bhaved, then you will be a Karta and Brahma will be, you are Sadhaka and Sadhyam. Kartru karma, ved abhave karyanupattika. Then, in order for you to perform the karma as prasankhyanam, you must be a karta. The kartrutva must be real for you, then only a karma can be performed. Kartru karma, ved abhave. But if you don't ultimately see the difference in yourself and Brahman, that aham brahmasmi means you are Brahman. In that case, Brahman cannot be karma, Brahman cannot be Shrotavya, Brahman cannot be Sadhya, different from you. Is Sadhaka, Shrota, Shrotavya, a Karta, Kartavya, that Veda should not be that, ultimately. Even though you may feel that Veda now because of ignorance, ignorance creates that identification with Upadhi, that creates this notion of Karta, Bhokta, etc. But that is product of ignorance, and that has to go when you truly recognize what your nature is. Deva karya anupatte astu veda iti chet. All right, he says. Let there be veda between Shrota and Shrotavya, Karta and Karma. Then, and Tika Bhasha, Ishtartha kopa syat. Ishtartha kopa. You will be actually only negating or discarding, rejecting what it is that you are desiring. Ishtartha is what is desirable. Kopa is that you will find it's kopa means anger, but here kopa means that you are negating the very thing that you are trying to accomplish. Jivasya Brahma Bhava Ishtartha. What is desirable is that what is thought to be Jiva is in fact Brahma. Saha Anyasya Anyabhava Ayogad. If you think that Jiva becomes Brahma, that one thing cannot become something else. For one thing to become something else, there must be a transformation in nature. That cannot happen. Then if X becomes Y, then X does not remain. So therefore, there is a process of becoming. One cannot become something else, because then it says that one who becomes doesn't remain. Then who says become? If X becomes Y, X itself does not remain. Then with the question of X becoming something, means he was Y to begin with. Otherwise, so that becoming is only an apparent, is a notion. Anyasya anyabhava ayogad vihanyeta. Therefore, the desirable identity between Jiva and Brahma itself will be contradicted by this statement that you require to do something after moksha. Ataha sarvatha vachaha vakyam na yuktam ayuktam. Therefore, interpreting the Vakya as prasankhyanam, na yuktam, ayuktam, pramanameva, then the Vakya tattva is not pramanam. Upanishad says, you are Brahman. Your interpretation is you to become Brahman. Upanishad says, you are Brahma. Your interpretation amounts to saying. He does not say, but then when he says that, after gaining knowledge also, you need to do something, that means that still Brahma is to be accomplished. So what you say amounts to accepting that you are not Brahman. So you are contradicting the very teaching. That means, therefore, apramanameva prasankhana bhavet. That Vakya tattvamasi, you are Brahman, because you are not Brahman. To become Brahman, how can Upanishad say you are Brahman? So in case Upanishad creates the knowledge I am Brahman, it will be Brahma, not Prama. And therefore that Vakya will become Pramana. So all this Ishtartha Kopasya, that is what is said here. Na yuktam sarvatha vachaha. Na yuktam vachidedat prakatayate. Again it is further said that what you say is illogical. Next verse is Siddho mokshohamitevam Jnatvatmanam bhavedyadi Chikeshur yasya muratma Shastram chodghatayatyapi. Siddha moksha aham. I am moksha, I am siddha. I always was, I am ever free. This is what you come to know. The wise person does not come to know that I have liberated. He recognizes I was always liberated. Siddha, moksha is an existing fact. It was on my part a problem that I did not recognize an existing fact about myself, and now recognizing. So knowledge is simply this, I was always free. So you cannot say I became free at a given time, really speaking. You can say I recognize that I was always free at a given time, but you do not become free. So sometimes Mahatmas give time, etc. That's the time when he got liberated, etc. Maybe so, but otherwise you don't get liberated. You recognize that you are always liberated. It evam jnatva atmanam bhavedyadi chikishuhu. Chikishu means kartum ichu. So atmanam chikishu bhavedyadi. Having known that I was always liberated, still you need to be liberated. Atmanam jnatva yoyadi chikishu bhavet. Having known the Atma, that I was always liberated. Not that I got liberated. If you got liberated, then perhaps for remain liberated you must make an effort. Because by nature you are not liberated. You did something by which you became liberated. Like a prisoner running away from prison, escaping from prison. Then in order for him to remain free, he must make a lot of effort. Similarly also, you were imprisoned and then now you become free. That means you must do something in order to remain free. Chikirshur bhavet. After becoming liberated also, you need to do something to remain liberated, to become liberated, whatever. So mudhatma shastram cha udghatayatyapi. So mudhatma iti anvaya. He is a mudhatma, he is a deluded person. Why? Because I am liberated and still Chikishuhu, I still need to do something. So that is just total right contradiction right there. Shastram cha udghatayatyapi udghatayati utsadayati. He destroys every Shastra. This Vakya Tattvamasi is very much destroyed after becoming liberated. You say that I still need to do something to become liberated. That means what Shastra says is not pramanam that you are liberated. So you are destroying the very Shastra in that process of insisting upon something to be done after liberation. Moodatmatvam prakatayati. How you are moodam? So next verse says, Nahi siddhasya kartavyam sakaryasya na siddhata ubhayalambanam kuruvan na atmanam vanchayatyapi. Nahi siddhasya kartavyam. When you accomplish something, when you reach your goal, it is like that. That is, a race is going on and you're running 400 yards and you reach there. Nahi siddhasya kartavyam. When you reach your goal, nothing remains to be done now. Then you will call siddha. You call accomplished when you accomplish something. Sakaryasya siddhata. After reaching a point, you still need to do the run. That means not run is the last point. So, if you reach your destination, then there is no further going. But after reaching some place, I still, you keep on climbing or going to Kedarnath or something. So, where is Kedarnath? It's just behind this mountain. That means you are not reached. Having reached Kedarnath and still you say that I have to reach Kedarnath, and there is some problem here. So, nahi siddhasya kartavyam. Hush, we reach Kedarnath. Na kartavyam, there is nothing to be done now, only darshan has to be done, nothing else will be done. Sakaryasya na siddhata. You feel there's a karyam, still have to travel further, have to track further, that means you have not reached there. Ubhayalamban kuruvan. You say that I have reached and still I have to do something. I have reached Kedarnath, ma'am, then what? I have to travel further. What do you mean? So, ubhayalambanam kuruvan. You are simultaneously saying that you reached and still you have to go, you have to travel. The Atmanam. So there is an otherwise Kurvan Atmanam Vanchayatyapi would have been simple. The other reading is Kurvan Natmanam, then it is Kurvan Atmanam Vanchayatyapi. Here this Nakara is separated from there. So Na Atmanam Vanchayatyapi, no. That doesn't make sense. So this reading is not right in fact. Ubhayalamban Kurvan Natmanam Vanchayatyapi, simple. Now here na atmanam vanchayatyapi, then that na has to be interpreted as the prasamanta of nru. So nru is narau naraha. In that case, nru, that means that the human being, vanchayatyapi, is cheating himself. And so Vanchayatyapi purushartha ayogyam karoti. He will never be able to reach their goal because having reached it, I have to reach still. That means that it doesn't have this satisfaction of accomplishing it. So then says moksho atma vijnane pravrityartham siddha brahma rupo mokshastvamasi iti. Vastu matra kathana param idam vakyam. This vakya that tattvamasi, tvam brahmasi, tvam mokshasi, tvam muktosi. Moksho atma vijnane pravrityartham. That is to, There you go. Oh, no. Sorry. Nanu kimiti asman nindatha. He says, why do you keep on censoring us? This Purvapakshi says. Asmad abhiprayam ajnatva. You don't understand what they are saying and you keep on attacking us. Purvapakshi got a little irritated. He says, you don't understand what we are saying and you keep on attacking us. Asmad abhiprayam ajnatva eva. You have not understood what we are saying. Purvavadi swabhiprayam avishkaroti. Therefore, he here makes it clear what is abhipraya, what his intention is. What intention is he doing? Is making his arguments. Siddho, so next one says. So that's a Purvapaksha. Siddho mokshastvamityetata vastumatram pradarsyate shrotustathatva vijnane pravritti syat kathanmiti. Siddho mokshastvamiti vastumatram pradarsyate. Hey, by nature you are liberated. Siddho moksha tvamiva. So, when Upanishad says tvam moksha, then siddha moksha tvamityatata. That your moksha that is already accomplished, this is what they mean. Vastumatram pradarsyate. By saying only your nature is being told. So your true nature is such and such, that is being told. Shrotu tathatva vijnane pravritti syat kathan. Oh, I am liberated. That's what I am told. What should I do now to become liberated? So in order to encourage him or in order to motivate that person to do something now to become liberated, hey, what are you doing? So you are already, the Hanumanji was being told by Jambavan, why are you sitting here in the corner? You don't know your own strength. So then say that you had some kind of a sharp iron curse, that's the reason why you've forgotten what your strength is, and therefore he needed to be reminded. So he just jumped up on the top of the mountain. So therefore this is to motivate this person to do what is required to get liberated. Understand? That you are ever liberated is a statement to motivate the aspirant to make an effort for liberation. It is not so. Vastumatram pradarsyate. The nature of vastu, the nature of self alone is being indicated here or shown here when it says that you are Brahman. Shrotuhu tathatva vijnane pravritti syat kathanviti. So the teacher wants that how the Shrota should now be motivated to become liberated, that you already are liberated. So you should do something to own up what you are. You are liberated, you feel that you are bound, therefore do something to become liberated because that's your nature. Thus this is to motivate. The purpose of the Vakya is to motivate. So, therefore moksho atmavijnane pravrityartham siddha brahmarupa mokshas tvamasi vastumatra kathana in the Vakyam. So the Tika explains. Moksho atmavijnane pravrityartham. To encourage or motivate the mumukshu for atmavijnanam, self-knowledge. Pravrityartham, so that the aspirant will be engaged in the act, what is required for self-knowledge, like Shravanam, etc. Siddha Brahmarupo mokshastvamiti vastumatra kathanaparam. That moksha which already accomplished is due, so that says merely the nature of the Atma. No tattva pariyavasa. That doesn't mean that the Vakya is supposed to give him knowledge. So purpose of Vakya is not to give him knowledge that you are Brahman. The purpose of Vakya is to motivate him to become Brahman, to own up yourself. You are Brahman now, do something in order to recognize or own up what you are. Iti na tattve parivasyati. Meaning this Vakya does not create knowledge that I am Brahman. When Upanishad teacher says you are a Brahman, that Vakya is not meant for him to recognize that he is Brahman. That Vakya is to motivate him. Oh, I am Brahman. I must become Brahman. I must do something. Ityartha. Pravrittisvat kathanviti. How will this person be motivated now to do what is necessary to become Brahman? Uktameva vivarana. Same. So his statement is further explained. That is what I am. Iti pratyaksha anubhuti. That is my direct experience that I am a karta, bhokta, sukhi, dukhi. That's what I am. Now you are told, hey, you are Brahman. You are free, you are Ananda. So when you hear that, karta, dukhi, samabhu, so I can become Brahman. I can, that Ananda is my nature, therefore I can get that Ananda now. So karta, dukhi, samabhuvam. It is possible for me to become free from the kartrutvam, dukhitvam, because I am akarta, I am sukhi, or asukha swarupa. So it is possible for me to become free from kartrutva, dukhitvam, etc. Iti yatno bhavet, and how do I become that? Tata yatno. So therefore this Vakya is meant to motivate him to make whatever effort is necessary for him to own up his true nature, that I am a karta, a dukhi. Because right now we think that I am karta, dukhi. Therefore, the statement that a Brahman is meant to motivate him to own up his true nature. Secondly, says further, Vakya Shravananantaram Mantavya iti Shrutya Kartavya Vedanapi Evameva Abhipayam. So even after knowledge, Kartavya remains. Atmavara Drashtavya, Shrutavya, Mantavya, Nidhyasitavya Maitreyi. So Shrutavya, that you have to do. Vakya Shravananantaram, so that's a vidhi. You have to listen to Atma. Drashtavya also is considered vidhi, but Vedanta is known as Drashtavya. You must know Atma. That technical point, knowledge cannot be enjoined, knowledge has to be of. But you can always say that you must make an effort to know Atma. Atma Drashtavya means what? That you must do what is necessary to know Atma. Hey Maitreyi, by knowing Atma, everything is well known, so by knowing Atma, you accomplished the goal of your life. Oh yeah, how do I know? Shrutavya. You must listen to Atma. So that can all be. Vedantis don't like to accept these are vidhi vakyas. There is no big deal, suppose it is vidhi. No, Upanishad cannot have vidhi. But the fact remains that you don't have to accomplish the sukha. Drashtavya, understand Maitreyi, you have to see that you are Ananda Swarupa. Because Atmanastu Kamaya Swaram Priyam Bhavati. That something becomes dear to you, something gives you happiness, that is because happiness comes from you. Happiness that you think that you experience from something else, and Maitreyi understand that there is happiness that is you. And therefore happiness is not to be gained, Drashtavya. You to recognize that happiness is your nature. How do I recognize? Shrutavya. So, then you must recognize understand that this, you have to recognize, the recognition has to be done, because even though you are Ananda, still, it is not a fact for you, you make it a fact for yourself. How? By Shravanam. Then after Shravanam Mantavya, Nidhyasitavya, the Shrutya, Kartavya Vidhanadapi. So after Shravanam also, Mantavya, something remains to be done. Evameva Abhyupayam, therefore, some action is involved. Even Shruti also enjoins some action after Shravanam. And the Evameva, as we are saying, that some action still remains to be done after knowing the Atma. This is what the Mantavya Nididhyasitavya says. So tad vijnanaya. So Purva Paksha continues. Tad vijnanaya yuktyade kartavyam shrutirabravit kartrutvaadyanuvadena siddhatva anubhavayatu. Tad vijnanaya yuktyadi kartavyam shruti abravit. Atma shrotavya mantavya. So what does Shruti mean by mantavya? Tad vijnanaya. Tvamiti. So shrotavya tvam is understood that. So shrotavya tvaya in fact. So tvaya shrotavya, tvaya mantavya. So tvaya is understood there. By you it has to be listened to, you have to be deliberated upon. So who is that you? Tvamiti kartrutva anudya. Hey Maitreyi, you who thinks that you are Maitreyi. You means Maitreyi. Who is Maitreyi? Who thinks that I am karta bhokta. Iti kartrutva anudya. So karta is being told here. Anuvada means reiterating. So what Maitreyi thinks about herself is what is meant here, that you, Maitreyi, vastugatya tvam siddha moksha brahmasvarupasi. That is what is Shravanam. Tattva vastugatya tvam siddha moksha brahmasvarupasi tvam brahma tattvamasi. So tvam tatasi. Tvam is Maitreyi. Means what? The karta bhokta. Vastugatya tvam siddha moksha brahmarupasi. Vastugatya means in reality, hey Maitreyi, you are Brahma. What is you? You means Maitreyi. Means what? Karta bhokta. Ataha tajnanaya yatasvaiti. Hey Maitreyi, you who takes yourself to be a karta bhokta, sukhi dukhi, in reality you are Brahman. That's all that Vakya does. So Maitreyi says, I must do something to become Brahman. So the next step is mantavya and the kartavya. So ata tattvajnanaya yatasvaiti. You must make an effort. Yatasva. Iti Vakya tatparyasam. Tatparyam. So Vakya tatparya is that she is being told about the possibility or the potential that she has. Hey Maitreyi, you who takes yourself to be karta bhokta, in fact you are siddha brahma swarupa. So potential of Maitreyi is being told, and you must do something to actualize that potential. That's the Vakya tatparyam. Not that Vakya creates knowledge. The point is, what does the Vakya do? Tattvamasi, Vedantin will say that this Vakya creates the knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi, in the Shrota. Says, no, this makes only Shrota aware of the potential that he or she has. And something still, after listening to Vakya also, something still needs to be done to make that potential a reality. And so merely saying that you are such, that doesn't accomplish. You have to do something to become that, mean to actually explore that potential, to make that potential a reality. You tell children, hey, I seen you, an IAS officer. He's just a little thing here. But then I see. So he has to work hard in order to make that potential a reality. I see that you are Brahman, Nitya Mukta Brahma you are. That means that's a potential. You do what is necessary in order to actualize that potential, bring that potential to make it reality. Iti Vakya Tatparyam Ityartha. So, Yatasva, strive to attain reach your potential. So the Vakya doesn't create knowledge that I am Brahman. It creates a motivation in Maitreyi or the listener that I have to become Brahman, And therefore, I must do what is necessary to do for to attain my potential. So this is what the Purupakshi means, that you have not understood what we are saying. Therefore, he explained in 3 verses his abhipraya of what is it that we are saying. Without understanding, you keep on talking and criticizing and negating. What is the big, understand what you are saying first. Nayam kalpana shrutyanasariniti siddhanti dushayati. This is all kalpana. It is not in keeping with the spirit of the Shruti. So this is where Tatparya Nirnaya is. This is the process of Tatparya Nirnaya, understand. Because the communication takes place with Vakya or with Shabda. And therefore the Vakya must be understood the same sense in which it is used by the speaker, or Shruti in this case. So we are listening to Shruti. So we have to know the intended meaning by the Shruti. So all this process is for Tatparya Nishchaya, for determining Tatparya or the purport. Because Shruti is not, we can't ask Shruti, what do you mean? But in any case, when you listen to somebody or something, you would always ascertain what the Tatparya is. Because Vedanta says that the meaning of the word is not determined by the grammar or logic. Meaning is determined by Tatparya. The sense in which the speaker intended to use that word, that is what you will understand. Then only the true communication takes place. So all this discussion is meant for Tatparya Nirnaya of the Shruti. Naim kalpana Shruti anusarine. This kalpana that Shruti says that this is your potential and therefore you must try to attain that potential, etc. Yatasva is not what is intended by Shruti. Then why you have to now provide a superior logic, and clear his understanding. So next verse is Nirdukho nishkriyo kamaha siddho mokshohamityapi gruhitvaiva viruddhartham adadhyat kathameva sah. Nirdukha nishkriya akama siddha moksha ahamapi iti. Gruhitva, that next verse says gruhitva, so gruhitva api iti anvaya. That when you are told nirdukkastvamasi, hey, you are nirdukha. Dukkha cannot touch you. Not that, you became dukhi. Dukkha cannot touch that, it can be sparsha. There is nothing in you that can make you dukhi. Nishkriya, the kriya cannot touch you. Akama, kamana cannot touch you. Siddha, because already accomplished. Moksha, already free and liberated. Therefore the dukkha makes no sense in you. Just think. Nishkriya, the kriya doesn't make sense in you. Kamana doesn't make sense in you. Think. Look at yourself properly. Looking yourself, upadi, ahankara, and then this is what you think. But is that your true ahankara also? Is it your true nature? It's also changing constantly. Ahankara also is constantly changing. Now I am sukhi, then I am dukhi, then I am karta, I am eater, walker, talker, drinker. So therefore ahankara is all constant. So what is the reality? What is the reality about you? It must be that which does not change. Simple as that. The crystal shows different kinds of colors, Then naturally, if it is red and orange and blue, etc., naturally that cannot be reality of crystal. That which keeps on changing color, that changing cannot be reality, that which does not change. So therefore, just as the cloth creates different appearance, different colors in the crystal, something creates an appearance of dukhitvam, sukhitvam, kartrutvam, bhoktritvam. That change cannot be nature, essential nature of something. That change is brought about by something else. Is an appearance brought about by something else. Therefore, gruhitva eva, so having gruhitva api, so then when you see this fact that nirdukhosi, niskriyosi, akamastvamasi, when it's told, then yeah, you're right, you see it. Having seen that, meaning that these words are meant to create in you the recognition of a true nature. And these words have the capability of doing it if you are in the right mindset. Then that is expected here, that you have the right mindset, that these words create in you the knowledge and appreciation of what the words mean. Having done that, gruhitvapi, having seen the fact that I am nirdukha, niskriya, akamaha, siddha, moksha. Vakyad vakyartha jnanam na jayate eva iti. So all this Purvapakshi says that just because you are told that you are Brahman doesn't mean that you know you are Brahman. You must do something to become Brahman. So you assume that a Vakya cannot create knowledge. Vakyad vakyartha jnanam na jayate. That when you are told something that does not create the knowledge, even though what is being told is a reality, instead it doesn't create knowledge, iti na vaktum uchitam. Why do you insist that the Upanishad Vakya cannot make you see what it is, what you are? Apramanya prasangat. If Vakya does not create knowledge, then Vakya is not a Pramanam. Pramanam is that which creates knowledge in you. And so that this is an orange color, that is what makes eyes Pramanam. So Prama Janakam Pramanam, that which creates Prama, or it is true knowledge, is called Pramanam. And so this Vakya is Pramanam, is meant to create in knowledge that you are nirdukha, niskriya, akamaha, siddha, moksha. You insist that it doesn't happen. Why should it not happen? Apramanya. If it doesn't happen, the Vakya has no Pramanya. Vakya has failed to do its job, that means that eyes have failed to reveal the color, then eye is not Pramanam. Vakyat vakyartha jnanam na jayate evayati na vaktum uchitam. That the Vakya does not create a knowledge appropriate to the meaning of Vakya is not right to insist upon that, because then Vakya doesn't remain Pramanam. And here Vakya is Pramanam. Anubhava virodhacha, and it is experience of wise people that this Vakya creates in them is knowledge, not that it has never created this knowledge. तथा च उत्पन्ने ज्ञाने तद विरुद्ध प्रतिपत्ति न संजा घटीति इति अभिप्रायः। गृहीत्वैवं विरुद्धार्थम आदद्यात् कथमेव सः। Having seen this fact that nirdukhoham, niskriyoham, akamoham, etc., then how can you also see that asiddhoham, dukhyaham, how can it be possible? He cannot simultaneously see the opposite things about himself. That the knowledge has not taken place, then what's the purpose of Vakya? Tathaja utpanna, then if the Vakya does create the knowledge, then nirdukhoham, niskriyoham, then you still insist that no, that knowledge doesn't take place and he still has to do something to become nirdukha. That doesn't make any sense at all. And so, therefore, why do you insist that Vakya does not create knowledge? That's why we said aparoksha jnanam can be created by Vakya in this particular case. All this Purvapaksha comes from the position that Vakya only can create paroksha jnanam. And you do something to make it aparoksha. That may be so with reference to anatma, not with reference to atma. So that's the discussion going on. We'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.